how will they follow up? Again, another huge issue with putting together any follow-up plan is not utilizing all the possible channels and different ways to follow up. So what I mean by this is you have to use multiple mediums. Historically, when you don't have any automation and you have a salesperson following up, they will follow up with the lead the way that they prefer to follow up. Most salespeople will probably use an email. They'll reply with an email saying, "Hey, thanks for your inquiry. Here's the answer to your question. Blah blah blah." And what happens is that email typically may not get delivered, or it doesn't get read. Only about 18% of emails actually get opened out there. So isn't that crazy to think that if you had 10 leads and you're only using email to follow up, you are actually only re-engaging about less than 2 out of 10. Way, way too expensive. So email, what we have found, is the worst way to follow up. It has the least amount of engagement and the least amount of conversions using email. Now, after you get into a relationship where there's a back and forth, email is a perfectly fine tool. But at the beginning of the relationship, email we found is the worst tool. Any thoughts on that, Diana?
That's interesting. And I'm wondering what's the best tool if email it's the worst tool, because it's true. Looking back, yeah, after you have the relationship, then you can send the contract and have some conversation by email. But yeah, I use WhatsApp and phone. I don't know. What do you think about those?
WhatsApp is popular with younger people too because it's a free way to send text messages or SMS messages, right? So the number one conversion medium is text, text messaging. Yep. And there's a simple reason for that is because everyone has one of these and they're attached at their hip. So text messaging has roughly a 100% open rate after about 1 hour. There's really, if you're dealing with the younger demographic, yeah, WhatsApp or Instagram messaging, obviously Snapchat, that sort of thing, they're way into that. But most home builders and remodelers are dealing with a little bit older demographic, and that professional class, especially, they love to use text messaging. So text is the best. And we were to talk about when to send a text and how to use it properly. Now, phones are still very, very valuable. And there are some types of leads out there that love to talk on the phone. They want to talk on the phone. The challenge with a phone is getting somebody to answer the phone and then getting a time where you guys can talk on the phone where you don't have something, you're not in the middle of something. So phone tag obviously is still a real big thing, and I call it the chase. Chase, you're it, come back to me, you're it, and you go back and forth, and it's very, very inefficient way. So with a phone, you can do a couple of things. One of the things we use is called Call Connect, and it's where automatically you can take that new lead. It can call the salesperson or the person in charge with the follow-up. The salesperson answers it and says, "Hi, you have a new lead named Diana, and she downloaded this on your website. Press 1 to connect." And then if the salesperson presses 1 connect, it will automatically try to call that new lead. If that lead answers, you're connected. And now you can go through, "Hi, my name is, you are on our website. Did you get the information you're looking for? Did you have any questions about your home building or remodeling project?" Voila. Now there's something else you can do called a voicemail drop. So that's a pre-recorded message where you drop it into your lead's voicemail. And so on their phone, it looks like they missed a call from you, but they have a voicemail. And sometimes people will just automatically just hit call and they'll just call that number back. They don't even listen to the voicemail. So all of a sudden you get somebody calling you, one of your leads, and it's like, "Hey, we have a chance to connect." However, if they're listening to the voicemail, they get to hear your voice, and you get to obviously give them a compelling reason to want to take the next step in your sales process. So any other thoughts on that, Diana, as far as how you should follow up as part of your client acquisition plan?
Yeah, I think that's very powerful to use all the media that you have, not only one, and be aware and create a strategy, a strategy to follow up, not just say, "Oh, maybe I will try this or that." To have a clear strategy about and what's the roadmap from when the client is entering into your lead capture until he converts.
And part of that strategy is using all those mediums, and
Yeah.
and when you push out that information or that follow-up, you do it at different days of the week and different times of the day. A lot of people don't realize that. They say, Well, I like to follow up at this time of the day. Well, you don't know if your lead's open to follow up at that time of day. So what you have to do is you have to do all sorts of different days of the week, different times of the day, including weekends, to try to engage that lead and find them at a time that's convenient to them. And that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to just find out which medium do you like to use, what time of the day do you like to follow up, and make it as seamless and simple as them to re-engage you, so you can again move them closer to that phone appointment to talk about their project.